There's a phenomenon currently that seems to be spreading throughout the UK called L vocalisation, and that's where the L sound gets replaced by something that's more like a vowel. So the word milk becomes something a bit more like milk, with a sort of a vocalic sound rather than a consonant sound in the middle. And there is evidence, good evidence actually, that that is spreading across Britain. It's sort of seen to be something that's derived from southeast ways of talking, and particularly something called Estuary English, so a variety of English around the sort of Thames estuary. There's some contention actually though about whether it's just actually a speech process that happens quite naturally in continuous speech. So it could be that it's just arising in different localities at the same time as people become less careful about the way that they're using language, or less constrained by RP norms or the way in which they're supposed to speak. But yes, there is good evidence that there is a change happening with that particular consonant. L vocalisation goes along with a cluster of different features that are all believed to be changing at the same time, and they're all linked with changes that are associated with this estuary English variety in the southeast. So there's L vocalisation, there's T glottling, which is where you'd have something like butter instead of butter. There's TH fronting, where you would have fing instead of thing. And they're all seen to be particularly moving between adolescent or teenage speakers in Britain. But they've also been picked up by various other people because they're associated with young people. They're associated sometimes with being quite modern or having an affinity with youth. So there was a bit of commentary, for instance, about Tony Blair when he was Prime Minister using these particular features, and lots of condemnation about him using these kind of features. But clearly what he was trying to do was to present himself in a particular way that was useful. I'm interested in doing a piece of work just currently. We've been looking at Ed Miliband's speech, so the Labour Party leader. He uses lots of T-glottling, so we're interested in looking at what he's trying to do in using the T-glottling, what kind of persona or identity he's trying to project. But these are very contentious features, and features that people say we shouldn't be using them. And it's again to do with the fact that people don't like change, and they don't like to see the standard way of speaking being changed in particular ways. But of course that's inevitable, that it's going to happen in some capacity.